So you can have money manifest right now in 2025 with this complete money manifesting blueprint. I'm Scott Haug, coach and healer who's helped over 2,500 clients find transformation, manifest a lot of money, and I manifested a ton of money in my own life using this blueprint. Stay to the end of the video because I'm going to go ahead and give you all the techniques you're going to need for the rest of the year. You won't need anything else. And you're going to start manifesting a lot more money into your life. Draw this out with me. Okay, we're going to draw a line from left to right, and then we're going to draw a dotted line from the top to the bottom. Now, when people say I want to manifest money, they have no idea what they're doing or where money actually comes from. And that's the very key that we need to talk about today. And on this bottom here is the 3D plane. We're going to put past, present, and future. And then on this dotted line is the 4D, which is the fourth dimension, because we're adding in all time and space right now. Okay, so we have our 3D timeline here: past, present, future, yesterday, now, tomorrow. And then we have our fourth dimension of time, and all time is right now at a higher dimension than present. In this higher place, we do dotted lines because it's all invisible. So I want you to draw, this is supposed to be an eye, by the way, not the most best eye ever, but this is going to be an eye, and this is as well. This just symbolizes I can see everything in this part here. I can see it visually. Okay, I can't see anything up here with my eyes, so all of this is in the invisible dimension. Okay, what's really important is when it comes down to manifesting money, okay, you want money on the present plane, right? You want the money in your bank account. You want the income coming into your business, your career, your job, your bonus, your lottery winning, whatever it is. But where money actually comes from is here. Okay? So I'm going to put a big dollar sign here. Even if your currency is euros, pounds, whatever your currency is, it's fine. Just put your currency. Okay, but I'm going to put a dollar here because I'm in New York and that's what I'm used to. So all of your money source, everything that you're wanting to manifest in 2025 or any other year or any other month, start here. Now, here's what's really important to understand is we live on 3 planes of understanding. This is my first mentor, Bob Proctor, who I became a top 10 coach for in the world. Over 1,600 consultants he had, I was top 10. Because I embody these principles, and you can too, using this information. Again, follow this entire video. I know it's long, but just follow the whole thing because you're going to have everything you need, literally everything you need. And the middle part's going to shock you on how much you think you know about money, but you actually don't in terms of manifesting. I'm just going to guarantee it because I didn't know either. Okay, so really stick with this. It's really important. So we live on 3 planes of understanding, which is spirit, mental, and the physical. Okay, so when people are trying to manifest money, they think I need to get the money on the physical plane. So they work harder, they add more hours to their job, they labor more, they're working here, okay, on this present thing where they can see. If I want more money, I just need to work harder, right? That's almost the whole world. Wouldn't you agree with me? That they're just constantly thinking, I need to spend more time to work. I need to do, now that's important, yeah, but we can start leveraging universal forces. That's why you're on this video. That's why you're here in my soul tribe, right? Because you believe in law of attraction or manifesting or doing something different than the norm, right? Crazy part about this is at some point in the future, you will receive that money. So maybe you're trying to manifest a 6-figure year, having 2025 be your first $100,000 year, or your first $1 million year, or $1 million month, or what, I don't know, whatever it is that you want, okay? At some point in the future, you're going to receive it, okay? And this is what you're calling receiving. I actually have this in my bank account, not energetically, not in my affirmations, not when I visualize, but I have it in my bank account, yeah? That's like some point in the future. It could be tomorrow, next week, next month, whenever, but you get it. But you're here in the present. That's what you're watching this video right now. You're listening in because you're right here in this moment. You're not there. So it's really frustrating and disappointing because you look on the physical plane, it's like, I've been visualizing money, I've been doing my money affirmations, I've been doing this personal development work, but I don't have it. Okay? So it gets really frustrating because there's a gap between now and the receiving of what you're wanting. Yeah? frustrating, disappointing. Sometimes it could be like, I just don't even want to do this anymore because it's not working. Or it has worked out in your life and maybe you're like, how do I get this faster? How do I collapse the timeline to getting there? What happens here is, as long as you stay in faith and you're ready to receive the money that you're wanting, there's a series of events that are about to unfold in the invisible that will get you between now and the receiving of your desire. And this is what the great Neville Goddard coined the bridge of incidents. We're going to call it the bridge of events. Okay? The bridge of events are synchronistic moments, coincidence, divine timings, all these opportunities, change in thoughts, change in feelings that get you from here to there. But like I said, everything that's dotted, you can't see. So you don't even know this is playing out. You could be this close to your huge breakthrough money-wise, and I'm going to guess you are. You're like this close. But you don't know that you're this close. You could be right here on this timeline. But remember, everything up here is invisible. You don't know how close it is. But you can start seeing the signs and signals that you're getting close on the physical plane. It's called the bridge of events. It bridges you between now and the receiving. Now, the bridge of events is controlled by a higher mind. It's not controlled by you or me. And this is where people get really confused because they think if I think about a circumstance, a condition, a situation, that thing's going to come into my life. Yeah, it might, but I don't control what all this invisible, so I don't control any of it besides the thoughts I think or the emotions I feel. And so this higher mind, we need to be friends with, we need to be in harmony with, we need to have faith in. Because the higher mind knows exactly how to get every amount of money that you're wanting in your life. I don't know how to do it all, or else I would have all the money in the world at every single moment of every single point in my life, right? But that's just not how it goes. No matter anybody, even the richest people in the world, they don't have every dollar there is or every piece of money there is, because what happens here is the higher mind figures out all of the conditions, circumstances, and things that's needed for you to actually receive the thing you're wanting, or me as well. Okay? But again, this is why most people never manifest money at all, or consistently, if they ever do, because they don't understand this point of it, and they lose faith and they doubt. Why do we doubt? We doubt because we're looking at the physical plane. And I just took a poll. I'm not sure if you saw that in our community side on our YouTube channel here. But we took a poll and we said, what's the biggest stopping block? And we had over 500 people vote. And doubt was the biggest one. There's worry and overthinking and fear and inconsistency and procrastination and everything else. Doubt was the biggest one for all of our soul tribe. And I did the same poll in our school group, which is our membership. And doubt was the number one thing. So doubt is basically anti-belief. I don't believe, I don't have faith that this is actually going to happen at some time in the future. Because I'm looking through my eyes and saying it's not in my bank account, it's not here. So imagine me looking through this section of my life here and I'm saying I don't see it, right? Because I don't see the money that's heading towards me right here, okay? So in reality, when these bridge of events are unfolding, and let me get a little more ink going here on these gel pens. Okay, just give me one moment. Okay, so the money is actually getting closer to you. Let's make sure these are dotted so we remember that this is invisible. Everything you're doing in your business, in your job, buying the lottery tickets, I'm just using classic examples. It's working. Your affirmations, your visualization, your gratitude list, your EFT tapping, your human design work, your genius, whatever you're doing in these personal development techniques and modalities, the hypnosis, the meditations, it's working. But most people stop here, maybe after a week, sometimes after an hour. They do it one time and then I don't see it, it's not working, right? And so this part here, they go backwards. And what we call this is anti-money. Super interesting. When I stop having faith and I go into my doubting mode, what this turns into is anti-money. It sounds ridiculous, right? It's like a trick. It's like a universe trick. And the anti-money, it means absence of money. So you start losing faith and it turns into doubt, and guess what gets closer? More of the same. So in your future, you have the same money in your bank account, you have even less, your income's dropped, your income's been the same, whatever, but you actually don't receive what you want, you receive what you've always had. And that sucks, because you thought you were doing well, you were, but then you change gears to doubt, and the momentum started to go into doubt, which is the absence of money, which is what you currently have, not the presence of what you're wanting. So what do we do here? Right? This seems like a puzzle that is like a never-ending game that the universe is playing. Kind of is. So learn the rules. It's like, like playing Monopoly, but you don't know like what the rules are. You don't even know what the money's for. You don't even know that you could buy properties. Like you're just going around the board, and you're like, there's no rhyme or reason. You don't even know what you're doing, right? That's kind of like what we're doing here in life half the time. But we can find the rules. We can understand them. So understand them and you'll doubt less. Okay, I have my moments where I doubt too, but you go back to the principles, go back to the basics and understand. Here's how we need to understand the deepest. It is whatever feels natural to you right now, whatever feels like, of course, this is happening in my life, whatever feels like a subconscious, not conscious, conviction, is what's entering your life. And I'm putting nature, that should be natural. Whatever I'm feeling natural about, if I feel like I'm normally somebody who earns $10,000 a month, that's like normal, it's like my program, it's like I'm always there. That's what's my, of course, this is happening in my life, and that's my subconscious conviction. And that's what's represented every time in my future. So we have to make the money that you're wanting natural to you before it happens. So for example, if you're earning $10,000 a month and you want to earn $30,000 a month, which I've done many times over, like transitioning myself to these higher income brackets, you have to make that $30,000 a month natural. You have to make it feel like, of course, this is going to happen in my life today. Therefore, it becomes a subconscious conviction, which is your programming, or what my mentor, Bob Proctor, may rest in peace now, called the paradigm. So we need to make sure that we're programmed for the money that we want. It's, of course, it's happening in our life already, and it's so natural. And it's unnatural to be where you are today. It's unnatural for you to have the money you have today, and it's natural for you to have the goal and desire already. So this is neat. What you're needing here is an identity shift. It's also what Neville Goddard had coined self-concept. It's everything you believe to be true about yourself and your world. So if I accept from myself that I have a certain income bracket, that's what I'm generally going to attract into my life, and that's how I'm going to manifest things in more, right? So it's an identity crisis shift that we need, a self-image shift, as psycho-cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz called it. It's all the same stuff, it's just saying in different ways. Your identity is a conglomerate of your frequency or your vibration. Okay? And here's what's really, really important with this. Your vibration and feeling are the same. Feeling is your conscious awareness of the vibration you're in. So feeling equals vibration. Now we're getting somewhere. Because the money feelings is your identity. The money feelings corresponds to the identity. Law of attraction is the law of correspondence. Whatever you're corresponding with is what you're tending to attract and manifesting into your life. The law of vibration agrees that everything is vibrating. Nothing is at rest. It's all energy. I'm an energy body. The world is an energy entity. And I need to correspond with the reality I'm wanting. So my consciousness literally shifts from where I am now to where I'm going. Why don't we see this yet? Because our consciousness doesn't correspond with it yet. So your objective is to correspond your consciousness to what you're wanting. That's your objective every day. Don't try and attract things in. I know law of attraction, we've heard so many times before, right? It sounds like I need to attract this in, I need to do things to get it. No, you just need to correspond to where you're wanting to go. You don't have to do that much. You have to take action. Okay, everyone says, is action part of the law of attraction? Of course it is, right? You're living on the 3D plane. I'm taking action by moving my hand, my marker, right? I take action by coaching my clients. I take action by going to the mailbox and getting my mail. Right? Yeah, you're taking action all the time. Is action? It's not. It's just a question that's a little bit more disempowering, because it's like, do I have to do anything to get this? And the answer is, if you correspond with it, all of your actions will automatically change, because you're going to be in a different identity. And therefore, the actions and behaviors and habits and ways of being are just going to completely change. So if this is your objective, stop trying to attract things into your life. Actually, stop trying to manifest things. Correspond with the consciousness level. That's what you want to do. And your consciousness level is your perspective, or your set of beliefs. Your perspective is not your conscious perspective. It's a conglomerate of all of your perspective at a core frequency level. Now let's keep going. Abraham Hicks. I was always a big fan. I think they're a great teacher. Vibration precedes manifestation. That's a quote by Abraham. Vibration precedes manifestation. So if I want to manifest something, feeling and vibration are the same. So it means I have to get to the feeling before it manifests. Oh, so I need to feel happy about money before it manifests. There's a great book by Ken Honda called Happy Money, right? I need to have my money be happy inside of my consciousness before it changes. I need to feel satisfied and significant and worthy and accomplished and successful before it manifests. I know it's hard to do. I've done it though. I know it's a struggle. It's like, how do I feel rich and prosperous before I have money in my bank account? I know that feeling. 9 years ago, I literally was sleeping on an air mattress in Los Angeles, way far from my family, trying to figure out life, and crying almost like multiple times a week because I just could not figure this thing out, right? But I tried, and every day I just learned more, and I understood more, and I implemented more using some of the techniques I'm about to provide you in a little bit. And it's not easy. I know, but do the hard thing. That's why I go and do my plant medicine the ayahuasca and iboga that I do. That's why I go through all the modalities. I kind of just did a past life regression session a couple of weeks ago with a world-renowned regressionist. I do all the modalities I can because I want to do the hard stuff. Go and do the hard stuff. You know, I do so much trauma healing with my clients, and I say, you got to go to your shadow. You got to go. If you want your life to be more at peace, you want to be happier, you want to be more fulfilled, you got to go to the dark. You got to go for what scares you. You got to go to the uncomfortable spot. And it takes courage. So it's not always that hard. It just takes a lot of courage to be able to face this. The first time I did my iboga plant medicine this year, actually, you might have saw the video on that. It's on my channel here. But essentially, I broke down in the airport. Well before that, I woke up, I felt so nauseous and dizzy and everything. The ceremony was that night. And my subconscious was freaking out. Because there was a part of me that was about to die. Freaking out. And I thought I was going to throw up on the airport. On the way to the airport, I had to pull over. And I was like, dry heaving. And in the airport, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get in there. And I got a whole story on that, talking to the shaman. And it's like, yeah, it's normal. It's normal. Your subconscious is ready to blow up here. And so I was in the airport, and I literally started bawling my eyes out. And that's not normal. I was like, I don't even know. I'm not sad. I'm not anything. I'm just bawling. I'm nauseous. And people are walking by me like, this guy's crazy, right? What's he doing, right? He's going to throw up. He's crying. Like, what's happening? Hopefully he's, something crazy just happened. Well, nothing crazy was happening. I was going to a ceremony. but the part of me, the old identity, was dying off. And sometimes you need to mourn that old identity. It was a major part of me that died off, especially the fear of death. It was a big fear of mine. And I didn't know how to tackle it all the way. I've done so much trauma healing, but it was still there, and it was 100% in the bloodline, especially because some of my ancestors had some things going on that just really was an embodiment of fear of death. And so me being able to help clean that out of the bloodline was huge. And that's why I had some of this in the lifetime that I could tackle, but it was so hard. That's all I know we're going on a side story here, but it's so hard sometimes. Just go and do the hard. Even when it's hard to think about abundance, think about it anyways. Okay? Do the hard thing, visualize more, be in your space, and do the techniques that we're going to cover in a little bit. Okay? So feeling equals vibration. Vibration comes before the idea of manifesting. So we need to start feeling better about money right now. Okay? So what feelings would you feel, as Neville Goddard would say, assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, what feelings would you have if it were already in your life? Let's write a couple of these down together. And in the comments, go ahead and engage with me a little bit. You're here in our soul tribe, so throw some comments below as you're going through this, like, what are you learning? What are your big takeaways? What kind of things are you doing feelings-wise? And by the way, if we get over 2,000 likes on this video, I'm going to do a part 2. Like, it's going to be a whole vast game plan for what to do next. Okay? So share this around. Let's get to 2,000 likes together. Let's get there. Okay? So feelings. What would you feel if you were already there? You would feel maybe accomplished. Okay? Maybe you'd feel grateful. Maybe you would feel blessed, successful, abundant, prosperous, wealthy, rich. I don't know. Like, what would you feel? Write down 3 feelings. Put them in the comment box. Engage a little bit with me. Okay? So, and by the way, I'm always answering the comments. So if you see Scott Haug on there, it's me. Okay? So I'd love to engage with you a little bit. So you have your feelings here. We need to find a way for your money to feel these feelings now. Okay, so if we start feeling that way right now, the interesting part is that once you get the money, nothing happens. That's where you want to get to. You want to get to, like, once the money lands in your bank account, there's no celebration. There's no parade outside saying, Scott, 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 right? There's no major thing that happens. It's like, of course. That's where you need to get. So you do all the celebrating and the parade for your name. All of that you do now. Okay? You do it so much now that when it happens in the physical, you're like, I already celebrated a long time ago. I already knew. And this is called the champion's mindset. You hear this all the time with athletes. They already knew they won the boxing match. They already knew they won the Super Bowl. They already knew they won the XYZ. They've lived it so much. Arnold Schwarzenegger has some great motivational videos that I'm sure everyone's experienced before. He said he lived to be the best bodybuilder. He was already there, right? He already saw it. He already lived it. He already knew it. So when it happened, it's like, yeah, this is me. That's what we need to do. We need to do all this stuff, celebrate here and be there, so that when it happens, it's like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, right? So you want to celebrate. You want to live it. You want to be it now, vibrationally. And if you focus on that, whoa, you're cooking. Because you don't even care about the physical. You know, when you hear teachers like maybe an Eckhart Tolle or somebody else, spiritual teachers, he's amazing, amazing. I love their teachings. It's that when things happen, it doesn't create happiness for you. You are already grounded. You are already at peace. And that's going to involve a lot of healing. We'll do another video. If you want some healing videos, healing your trauma, let me know in the comments below. If we get enough interest, we get maybe 200 comments on everybody wanting trauma healing, I'll do a huge complete video on how to clean yourself out. so you have peace. Because even when you have all this money inside you, it doesn't necessarily change how much peace and happiness you have. I've been at the spectrum of where I had no money and a spectrum where I've had a nice chunk of money, and you're not happier. You were happy maybe when you received it out of nowhere or something like that, but you're not any happier, not more peaceful. The only way you can get more peaceful and open your heart is through healing. It's the only way. So it's not things that are going to do it. We think so because it fills a void, but the void doesn't need to be filled. It needs to be healed and integrated. And that's going to be a major difference for you. Okay? So we need to do everything in the fourth dimension here. I want to bring up Think and Grow Rich really quick. Now, remember Napoleon Hill wrote this almost 100 years ago now. It was 37, 36. Whatever that date is. Doesn't really matter. But he wrote the Laws of Success over 100 years ago now. Okay? It's on page 36 of my copy here. This is the deluxe version you can get on Amazon. He says there's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. What we're doing here is we're creating you to be ready to receive it. Preparing your place. Okay? No one is ready for a thing until he or she believes they can acquire it. Until they believe they can acquire it. No one is ready for a thing until he or she believes he can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. And this is what people are doing in the physical plane. They're hoping it's going to happen. They wish it's going to happen, and it doesn't. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, or belief. Okay? It's just critical. It's so, so important here. And I want to go through one more part of this with you. Okay, and this is on page 293, and it's part of the subconscious that we're talking about. It's to help you develop a money consciousness by filling your mind with positive emotions. One does not become money conscious by filling one's mind with negative emotions. So we're talking about money consciousness here. The emotion of desire, faith, love, and so on, right? We get to a space where this is starting to occur. So he talks later in that chapter that when abundance and riches come in, it's because you're on the side of the river that's the positive emotions of faith. You're here, okay? Which is critical. So again, we're trying to get to this space here. Now, what do we do, right? How can we transform this into a higher level of being so that we are moving our life forward? Okay, so here's a couple of techniques I want to go through with you as well, which will be really important. I have more than this we're going to cover. So stick on this video here. We're going to cover more than these. But here's the first four that we're going to start with. Okay. I want you to say this as a mantra out loud every day. Not as an affirmation that you're just uttering the words. I want you to feel it. God, you can interchange that with any word you want. Higher self, universe, source, higher power, whatever you want. Okay. God is a source of my supply. Everything else are channels to receive that supply. I feel complete now and love the 4D more than the 3D. This is good, okay? We often think our clients, our job, business, inheritance, gifts are where we get our source of money. Not accurate. The higher power is the source of all. Everything. It's the source of your safety, source of your peace, source of your happiness, source of your money, source of your wealth, source of everything. Everything else are channels to receive that supply. Your job is a channel to receive the supply. Your business is a channel to receive that supply. The gift that was given to you from your parents, from your siblings, from your kids, from whoever, your friends, are a channel to receive supply. Okay? It's all channels to receive the supply. The government, for people that receive government checks, it's a channel. That's all it is. Government's not the source of supply. It's a channel. I feel complete now. Before anything changes, I'm complete. And I love the fourth dimension, the higher plane, the invisible side we just went over, more than the 3D. Say this out loud every day. Really be with it. Throw your consciousness level in it. and be with it. Number 2, rampaging. This is Abraham Hicks style. What you're going to do is just talk out loud on how good you feel about money, even if it's a lie. Here's one thing that my clients love that I share, okay? I just did a short video on this as well. Spiritual truth, physical lie, okay? It's a spiritual truth that you are already abundant and rich. It might be a physical lie, though. Maybe you don't have the money in your bank account. Maybe you don't have any money to show for it. But at a higher plane, it's true. It's already true that you're already rich. My mentor, Bob Proctor, he said he had a book, You Were Born Rich. You were already born rich at a vibrational level. So it's a spiritual truth, physical lie. So you're going to say out loud the spiritual truth. I'm starting to feel so good about money. Money's flooding into my life easier than ever before. I'm starting to feel so significant already without money in my life. I feel accomplished and successful already with everything I've been able to do. Money feels like a best friend to me. Money feels like a lover. Money feels so good to me. It feels like love. It feels like acceptance. It feels good. Money is feeling better and better than ever before. I feel profoundly grateful for money, but better than ever before. You see, we're just saying out loud how I feel about money and my spiritual truth, not what today is. Don't say, I'm disappointed about money. I'm frustrated about money, right? Don't talk how it is. Talk what it's becoming in your spiritual truth, what your vibrational level is becoming, okay? Number 3, compare to larger things. My clients love this one as well, and I love this one. You're doing things that are more relative to one or another. If you want to earn your first $10,000 a month, it often will seem difficult, big, and once I arrive there, wow, everything is going to be fantastic, right? It's going to be all set. My life's all good. I'm good to go for life, yeah? But not so much. We need $10,000 per month to feel easy right now for you. So what you're going to do is compare to larger things. $10,000 per month is easy compared to $1 million a month. $10,000 per month is easy compared to $100 million a month. $10,000 a month is easier than $650,000 per month. So you almost do this as a repeated idea out loud, but you're comparing, you're making your goal feel small and easy. You're making it feel easy. Super great technique. Okay? Affirmations as questions. So instead of saying, I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I have money, I have good things happening in life, ask it in question form. Why am I so good at manifesting money? Why is prosperity magnetized to me easier than ever before? Why am I somebody who always leaps in huge ways? How am I so good at attracting results and miracles into my life? Why is everything always working out perfectly for me? You see, how cool is that? These questions feel so good, right? Instead of saying things, affirmations that maybe you don't believe in, your mind isn't convinced is actually real and you don't want to accept it, ask questions. You can accept those pretty easy. Why am I so good? And then it will follow with another thought. I don't know. I guess I am so good, right? It's not ego. It's just a healthy confidence in you. I know this is cut off in the video at the bottom, but I'm just going to say this one out loud, okay? You're going to visualize, but you're going to visualize with music on, and you're going to do this process, okay? So this is my famous 5-step process. I say famous because 2,500 of my clients have used it, and we have over 2,000 testimonials now of people being successful with it. And so many of you on my YouTube channel have already seen some of this before. If you haven't, it's fine. We're going to go through it right now, okay? Here's a 5-step process you're going to do daily, okay? This, when I first discovered this, I had some things written down here, just trying to get that ink out of the pen. I had some things I wrote down that I wanted to manifest, and I wanted to like prove this as a possible thing going on in my life. If you've never used these acrylic markers, they're fantastic. You just got to get the ink to the bottom of the marker here. I wrote down that I wanted to test this out by having a pay in full client. At the time I was charging $10,000 for my coaching. This was many years ago. And I said I wanted to get a pay in full client, and I didn't even want to do multiple calls with them. I just wanted to get them on a 10-minute call, and they're like, I don't know who you are, I don't know what's going on exactly, but I know I've been looking for a coach like you. I feel good about it. I'm in. How do I get started? Okay. And it happened the next week. It took 7 days or 8 days. One of those. It was within a week. And it happened. And she became a client for about 4 years with me. And I wrote it down and I did what I'm about to show you, and it happened. I've had it happen so many times over, it's crazy. Not everything I write down happens though. I would say I have like a 20% success rate, 1 out of 5, but that's very good because I write down sometimes I've written down 20, 30 in a day. If you have 5 of those come true in the next week to month, you're cooking. You have everything you want, right? So I don't get everything I wrote down because I write down so many intentions. That's part of the practice I'm about to share. But if you get into a rhythm of it, 1 out of 5 is fantastic. It's like playing baseball. It's a game of failure. A manifestation sometimes is a game of failure. If you just get 2 out of 10 things that you wrote down last week, I'm sure you'd be happy, right? So let's talk about it. First thing you're going to do is write down your intent. So you're going to decide on what you want. Let's go ahead and just use a different color here because this is running out. Okay. Let's use black because it'll be easier to see. Okay, so you're going to write down your intent, and you're going to write down the intent in present tense form, like I just received, fill in the blank. Okay? So you're going to write down your intent first and foremost. Okay? I just received $2,000. I just received a spiritual gift. I just received a free cup of coffee. It's a famous one people do. I just now received a bouquet of flowers. Maybe you're a woman, you could receive some flowers. I just received an amazing gift I love. Maybe it's for a man. I received a free book. I just received a brand new client. I just received a closed deal. I just received $100,000. I just received 5 new opportunities totaling over $1 million in sales. Like big things, small things, whatever it is. Okay? 2 is your end scene. Okay? So your end scene is going to be a scene in your imagination you're going to create that's in harmony with where you're wanting to go. So whatever you wrote down, okay? And since it's an end scene in your imagination, where the creative center is, okay, you're going to see yourself already having it. So let's do an example here. Say I said for money, because it's a money video focused, I just received $1,000. Okay. My end scene might be I see my bank balance, bank account increased by $1,000. That would be my end scene when I visualize. So I see myself with my bank balance increased by what I just saw. But put in $100,000, put in $50,000, like any amount. I'm just picking an arbitrary $1,000 because that's what we are doing in the video. Okay, but you can do anything you want, right? Step 3 here. Remember, feeling's the secret. We're going to activate it. So let's talk, for example, like Joe Dispenza's work, right? Dr. Joe Dispenza, he talks about the quantum field and that your thought is basically creating the signal, right? So that's what the end scene is. It's the thought side, which is starting to create the signal, okay? It's that Wi-Fi moment. The feeling is the activator. It's what creates the signal to actually broadcast. Because if we have a thought with no feeling, it doesn't create, right? For example, I want you to think about a bottle of water right now. Think about the bottle of water. What does it look like? Does it screw off the top easy? Is it small cap, large cap? What does it look like? I want you to think about your front door of your house, your townhouse, your apartment, wherever you live. Is it green? Is it red? Is it black? Doorknob on the left, doorknob on the right. Is it a doorknob? Is it a door handle? Is there a window? Is there a deadbolt lock? Or is it just a normal twist lock? Like, what does that look like? See what you're doing? You're going to your end scene. You're using your imagination. But does that mean you're manifesting front doors? Does that mean you're manifesting water bottles? No. Because thought doesn't create by itself. It needs to be magnetized. Feeling is the amplifier. Okay? So we need to broadcast that signal. That's the feeling. That's the activator. Okay? So I choose and write down, I would say I would feel so excited if this happened. It'd be so great. I just proved manifestation works. I now have an extra $1,000 in my bank account. I can use that for whatever I please. Wow, this is awesome. I like this. This is great, right? So I would feel excited or whatever other feeling. Okay? Now, before we go to number 4, you're going to go ahead and close your eyes for 60 seconds. Not longer. You could do it shorter, but not longer. Okay? You're going to visualize the $1,000 in your bank account. You have your headphones on or earbuds in, listening to instrumental music, non-lyrical music. So you're not hearing words, you're just hearing the sound and the frequency of it. And what you're going to do as you're seeing the $1,000, you're going to tell yourself matching corresponding thoughts and feelings. I'm so excited this now happened. Wow, Scott was right in his YouTube video that this really does work. I'm so excited I proved this. This feels amazing. I'm so blessed to receive $1,000. Wow, it just happened. You see, I'm matching my thoughts and sharing how I'm feeling in my mind while I'm visualizing with the music on. After 60 seconds, you're going to open your eyes up. You're going to go to step 4. When you open your eyes up, nothing changes. You're still in your room or your bedroom or your office or your car, wherever you're visualizing. Maybe you're parked in a car, and nothing changes. It's not like a pot of gold shows up. It's not magic. It's not a sci-fi movie. It's not, spells and, it's here. Instead, it's a natural progression that we talked about already, the bridge of events unfolding. So now what you need to do is it's the paradox of manifesting, is you intend it, but then you got to let it go. So I have it, now I got to let it go in order to get it. Because you're going to give it to the higher mind to take care of it for you. And remember, the bridge of events are going to unfold. Let it go. Don't think about it the rest of the day. Don't think about it at all. Okay? Go serve people. Focus on your mantras. Focus on gratitude. Go and put out your resume if you're looking for a job. Open up more channels to receive clients. Do your marketing. Whatever it is. Enjoy your day. Be out in nature. Let it go. Have faith that the higher mind and the bridge of events are about to unfold. Okay? And 5, you're going to repeat 15 total times for different intentions. I know, this is very contradictory sometimes. I'm going to explain it. It's very unconventional. That's why it works. It's not like attracts like, basic law of attraction lingo. This is very different. You're going to repeat this for 15 total things. We just did 1. You're going to do 14 more today. So it's going to take you 15 minutes total, 1 minute per intention. And you're going to write down 15 things you want. I just now received $1,000. I just now received $500. I just now received a spiritual gift. I received a new client. I just won the lottery, whatever it is. You're going to write down 15 things. And every single one of those, you're going to have a different scene and a different feeling for. So you're going to go through each one. You could do it. You could split it up in the day, 5 in the morning, 5 at lunchtime, 5 in the evening. That's fine. I tend to do it with my meals. I eat 4 times a day, but sometimes I just do it 3 times. It's exercise. And every day you're going to change up your intentions. So you're not actually going to visualize the same thing. I know, it's different. Most people say you need to visualize the same thing. Yes, I do that with my clients as well. That's a technique. I'm doing a different technique here, okay? Because most people have the challenge with letting. They know how to write this down. They've visualized before. They've heard about trying to get in the feeling, but they're so resistant. Where is it? How's it going to happen? I don't know when it's going to happen. I just visualized nothing happened tonight. It's not working out for me. Law of attraction doesn't work for me, right? So they're not letting. They're doing the opposite. They're overthinking. They're complicating it. They're doubting. They're worrying. They're fearing. So this exercise is designed to make sure that you are letting and allowing way more. You see? So when you're dropping those, what you're doing here is dropping seeds. You're saying, I'm going to intend for 15 things today. I'm going to visualize them. I'm going to feel them. I'm going to let it go. What you're doing is dropping seeds into the subconscious mind. That just happened. That just happened. That just happened. That just happened. And you're going on a rampage, if you will, a rant of how many things you can ask for today. This is ask, believe, receive. Yeah, from The Secret. Ask, believe, receive. Plus action. Receive and action go into one. Okay? Don't forget the law of action. But most people have such a difficult time receiving. They feel so bad about receiving money. They feel so contradictory internally and overthinking all this stuff. Every day you're going to change your desires. So tomorrow, you're doing a whole new batch of 15 desires. Yes, you could do the same topics, but they're different desires. If you ask for $1,000 today, ask for $1,200 tomorrow. If you you just received a free book, say I just received now a free biography. You could do the same topic, but change it up. If you do this for 2 days straight, you've asked for 30 things. 3 days, 45. 4 days, 60, 75, 90, right? In 1 week, you've almost asked for over 100 things. Well, you have asked for over 105 things, right? When's the last time you have asked and intended and actually went into a belief mode of 100 things? I'm telling you, most of my clients, when they start with me, they haven't even intended for one thing clearly. Really, truly deep down, when I look at what they're doing and in their life, they haven't even done this really, truly once. You're doing it 100 times. That's why I said, remember I said I'm maybe like at 20% receiving rate? Out of 100 things you asked for, what if you received 20 of them? Man, life would be fun in terms of manifesting. It wouldn't be so frustrating. It'd be like, I just received 20 out of 100 things I wrote down in a week. Oh my God, let me do this every week. And before you know it, at the end of the month, I've received 80 of my intentions. It's pretty amazing. But you want to alter the size as well. Small things, big things. I just received a sign from the universe, right? Something tiny. I just now got front row parking. Classic examples, right? But also mix in medium ones. Mix in large ones. Mix in massive ones. I just received $1 million. But you need to mix up all of them so they all become, these are normal. I don't only ask for small things. I don't only ask for big things. I ask for all the quantities, all the variations, all the different volumes of intentions. Yes, it's okay to visualize the same thing over and over. But for this particular exercise, I would just say, set it, forget it, let it go. And here's what I do it in a journal. Let's see if I don't have my journal next to me here. I have so many books and journals everywhere. I have a journal that I just write it down in, and then I take the journal and I put it aside for the rest of the day. Okay? So that's how you do this. Like, how do you forget about it? Well, you just change your focus. You serve people. You go and do what you need to do today. But you put your journal aside. You don't look inside of it. Okay? Until your next day when you're doing the exercise again. Okay? Now, all of this is visually shown to you in 84 modules in my Manifestation Accelerator School Group. So if you want to see a lot more of like, are you really loving this and you want to go deep, I have hour-long videos that you can watch every single week. Very easy, it's simple, no fluff, right to the point. But it gives you like, okay, we just went over basically like my first module. But the next 12 modules in the series are going deeper and deeper. How do I intend better? How do I create better end scenes? How do I visualize more accurately? How do I actually feel? What are the techniques to do that? How do I receive and let and allow better? How do I do this with more intentionality? I go through in my program very intense details on every single one of these. You'll love it. You'll be blown away by it. So check it out if you want to. It's in the description. Okay. So we're talking about manifesting money in 2025, but manifesting money in whatever year, right? So what we're doing here is we have this idea of how intentions are coming into place, right? Now, there's a great book here as well that I want to add to what we're talking about here. It's with Thomas Troward, okay? But there's actually a bookmark I got from Bob Proctor. I want to cover what is mentioned here. We're going to go through that, okay? It really goes through all of this. Bob said, no amount of reading or memorizing will make you successful. It's your understanding and application of material that counts. Okay? So that's why I want you to do the techniques on the other page here and these techniques. Because that's the only way you're going to see results, is if you actually apply it. Now, Thomas Troward. My mind is a center of divine operation. That means your mind too. Your mind is a center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression. And this means the production of something beyond what has gone before. So it means the higher mind wants you to have more money. It's your right to be rich. It's your right to have prosperity. In fact, you can kind of see some of nature in my yard here. Nature is inherently abundant in all ways. How many apples grows on a tree? As many as possible, right? But if it was a human being creating some sort of tree, it would have like one little apple and it'd be rotting, and I'm trying to figure out, oh, is that enough? Is it okay if I have one apple? Abundance doesn't care, right? Nature does. When it has abundance, it doesn't say, is it right for me to have 5 apples? Am I worthy of 25 apples? No, it just grows as many as possible, right? When I have tons of squirrels in the yard and chipmunks and some deer come through. It's really beautiful. And we got foxes in the back, and we got a lot of creatures in the back. But when they come through, are they thinking like, is it okay if I have one nut that I find on the ground, or is it okay if I have this one thing? No, it's just like they get as much food as they possibly can, right? There's not the conscious thinking of, am I worthy of this food, right? So there's no more conscious thinking for you, am I worthy of this money? That's a trauma question. There's no actual truth, am I worthy or not? It doesn't actually exist. It's trauma. Something entirely new, not included in past experience, though proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. So you're going to receive your money through an orderly sequence of growth. Therefore, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner with me and you. Consequently, in my own special world, of which I am the center, it will move forward to produce new conditions, new bank accounts, new ways of receiving money, always in advance of any that has gone before. Okay? So what it's meaning here is you can do all this. You can expand regardless of your past, regardless of what's happened back here. Who cares? I don't care. You shouldn't care either. If yesterday was really difficult in terms of money, that doesn't mean today has to be. You don't have to have your beliefs based on what your past history is. You know, I had one of my oldest client that I've ever worked with is 82. And she's in our programs for a long time. She's been a long time client. Because she can't get enough. She's like, I don't care how long I've been here, and I don't care where I'm going. I don't care how much time I've left. I want to do better. I want to, this life is all about expansion, growth. Why are we here? To grow, to elevate consciousness, to provide ourselves the experiences and challenges to conquer those, to evolve. You're here to evolve, right? So who cares about the past, right? Does the deer outside say, I failed? I failed to get the food that I wanted for the last 5 days. I'm a failure. I'm unsuccessful. Never going to work out for me. No, right? It just keeps going to get food. So who cares how many times you tried? I don't care how many times you tried law of attraction, manifesting, attracting what you want. Start now. Start fresh right now in this video. It's super long for you. Today, I just said, hey, let's do one of our longest videos on the channel. I want to make sure you have everything you need to manifest the money that you're looking for. And who cares about what you've been doing last year, or where your income level's been over the last 10 years? Who cares? Just start right now in the present moment. That's all we have, is the present moment right now. Because the present moment 5 minutes ago for you watching this video is no longer the present moment. Now is the present moment. And then now it's the present moment, it's gone, and now the present moment's again, right? So it's a very mystical experience when you truly look at what's going on in this world. Okay? And really make sure you've nailed down these techniques, knowing that God is your source of supply, the channels, feeling it, spiritual truths, physical lie, comparing it to larger things, affirmations, questions, and then doing the 5 steps here are going to allow you to move forward. Now, a couple other resources I just want to make sure you have. Again, I want to make sure this is the most complete video you've ever witnessed for money and understanding this. Power of Awareness, Neville Goddard. Okay, one of my favorite books ever. Chapter 10. Got to be one of my favorite chapters, along with the Effortless Way. Creation is finished. Creativeness is only a deeper receptiveness for the entire contents of all time and all space, while experienced in a time sequence actually coexist in an infinite and eternal now. We already covered this, okay? So if I come back here to our chart, all time and all space coexist right now at a higher dimension. Yeah, I know I'm going to get some comments. Is there a 5D? Why aren't you talking about the 6th dimension and 12th dimension? Yeah, there's other dimensions. But if you know my work, I keep things super simple, okay? The 4th dimension, we're just talking about the 3 dimensions of space, the 4th dimension of time. I almost get a comment every single time, yeah, but Scott, what about the 5D and stuff? Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and understand all the different dimensions and everything. But for manifesting, we're just talking about this for now, just for now, okay? And make it simple. 3 dimensions, width, length, and height, that's 3. Plus the element of time, that's 4, okay? All space and all time exists right now. It's like memory. Think about what you had for breakfast yesterday, right? Are you going actually there to eat breakfast again? No, you're just remembering. Are you going back to yesterday? No. You're going there in memory, because this is where memory is. All time and space are right now, okay? So creation's already finished. In other words, all that you ever have been or ever will be, in fact, all that mankind ever has or ever will be, exists now. This is what is meant by creation. The statement that creation is finished means nothing is ever to be created. It's just only to be manifested. So what you have here is a vibrational reality, spiritual prototype for the money you're wanting. It's already done here. It already exists. It is yet to be manifested. Okay? Really, really important. One more. Another top 3 book of mine, Science of Getting Rich. So we're just going to go here to the summary. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought held in this substance produces a thing that is imaged by the thought. Man and woman can form things in their thought, and by impressing their thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing they think about to be created. Okay, I've only memorized that part of it. In order to do this, man and woman must move from the competitive to the creative mind, the creative space. Okay, you come in full harmony with the formless intelligence by entertaining a lively and sincere gratitude for the things and blessings it bestows upon him or her for the money that they're wanting in the future. It must be clear and definite in your mental image. In order to receive it, you must be active, which is the law of action. Okay? Complete. Get to work. Get the techniques going. Get your 5 steps going. Come back to this video, let us know how it goes in the comments below. Let us know. How are you doing? What's received? What goes on? Give me some communication. Talk to me a bit. Let's talk about it. You want some more help? You want to get some mentoring from me? You want to clear out your traumas? You want to get some guidance on this? You know where to go. Right in the description. Okay? Appreciate you so much. You're doing great. This is your year, of course. It's always your year. It's always your month. It's always your week. It's always your day. let's see to it that you have a lot more prosperity and money coming into your life. Sending my blessings. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and one more thing. I just want to record a little second part to this video, okay? This is really important. The language of the universe is vibration. So if you want to send a prayer to God, source, higher power, it's through vibration, not words. And that's what we're doing here. In Think and Grow Rich, the method by which you may communicate with infinite intelligence is very similar to that through which the vibration of sound is communicated by radio. If you understand the working principle of radio, of course, you of course know that sound cannot be communicated through the ether until it has been stepped up or changed into a rate of vibration which the human ear cannot detect. The radio sending station picks up the sound of the human voice, scrambles it, or modifies it by stepping the vibration millions of times. Only in this way can the vibration of sound be communicated through the ether, and after this transformation has taken place, the ether picks up the energy, which originally was in the form of vibrations of sound, carries that energy to radio receiving stations, and these receiving sets step that energy back down to its original rate of vibration so it's recognized as sound. So same thing goes with your mind. You're sending out that signal through a thought, it's scrambled in the cosmic ether, and then it's received to the person you're sending a thought to, or the people, or the things. The subconscious mind is the intermediary which translates one's prayers into terms which infinite intelligence can recognize. So you got to get it into the subconscious because that's where it's scrambled and can recognize, presents the message, and brings back the answer in the form of a definite plan or idea, or procuring the object of the prayer. How amazing is that? I just don't want to forget that. That was something that I wanted to cover with you. Because what you're doing here is you're working with cosmic energy, which is your thoughts. Okay? All right. Now I'll see you in the next video.